Okay, so I've had a whole lot of people asking me for this video, and I've been sitting here for 20 minutes trying to figure out what in the world I was going to talk about. But then I realized that I needed to talk about the one thing that I've always struggled with, which has been bullying. It needs to stop. Honestly, it needs to stop. There needs to be something that is done, and there's so many kids that kill themselves every single day, every single year because they're bullied. They're not bullied for legitimate reasons. They're bullied for bullshit reasons. Like, oh, they're gay, or oh, they're different. So what? Everybody's different. It shouldn't be happening. There are too many parents out there that are burying their kids, and it's not okay. And especially when it happens in the school system, the school's not doing enough about it. They're overlooking it because the bullier is, and it's not even the right word, the bully is on the football team or a popular kid in school, or they can't prove it or whatever. The school system's not doing anything. Teachers see this kind of crap every single day and they don't stop it. They just let it happen, and then, what happens? Some kid kills himself the next day or that night or a couple of years down the road. Bullying, it doesn't stop. I know that it doesn't stop because for me it started in kindergarten when I was 5, and it didn't stop until I was 18. That's a problem. It's not acceptable. And the only reason that I stopped getting bullied is because my mom fought for me. She went to the school and she talked to every single person that she needed to talk to get it to change. I'm lucky. Not every kid has parents that are like that. So somebody needs to fight for these kids. Or we need to teach these kids to stand up and fight for themselves. We need to let everyone know that suicide is not an answer. Bullying is not acceptable. But at the same time, neither is suicide. We need to do something to help these kids. I hated school. All throughout school, I hated it. I never wanted to go. I didn't want to get up in the morning because I knew that I was going to get bullied. I knew I was going to get picked on, and I knew. My entire 6th grade year, I came home every single day crying to my mom because I got bullied by girls that were different than me. I mean, 6th grade, we were, 12? And nobody knows what to think of a kid with a disability or a kid that's different. You see somebody different and you're automatically like, oh, what's wrong with that person? No. Kids are mean. Kids are legitimately really, really mean. That 6th grade was awful, and it didn't get better. It didn't stop. And then senior year, when I was 18, I actually got it worse than I did when I was in 6th grade. I had a girl actually threatening to beat me up. So the school wasn't going to do anything about it. I can't tell you how many times I ended up in the assistant principal's office or the principal's office. They didn't do anything. It took my mom going up there and raising hell to get something done. And you know what? It stopped. But what about these kids who don't have parents like the parents that I have? These kids who are raised by a sibling or another family member, and that family member just doesn't care about what's going on in school. What about these kids that don't have the kind of home life that I do? They're not that lucky. They need somebody to stand up for them. The school needs to have something in place where bullying doesn't happen. And I know that's a lot to ask for, but something has to be done because we've got too many kids that are committing suicide. And that's not the answer. There needs to be something. Somebody needs to be there for these kids. And they're not. The school system is failing these kids. And that really needs to change. How many kids are we going to have to lose before something changes? Before a light bulb goes off in somebody's head that says that this isn't okay? how many more kids do we have to bury? How many more news stories do we have to see? Honestly, how many?